Hey, what's up guys? Kai here, and welcome back to the No Magicite Challenge Run for Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Now we could go right after Kefka and Gestahl on the floating continent, but first, there are some preparations that I want to make. And off-screen, I've already taken care of rearranging my party the way I want it to be. So our first order of business is to come back to Doma over here. Now that the Empire has pulled its troops out, we can pick up some items. Not that they're very good, but they're there all the same. Man, I love the music here. It never gets old. Alright, first up is an X potion. Alright. Couldn't get that before because Cyan was having a hissy fit over his wife and kid getting poisoned. And then way over here, in this little storeroom, we get a Phoenix down and some beads. Alright, those increase your physical evade by 20%, which would be nice if physical evade actually worked in this version. I suppose that would be a useful relic if you're playing newer versions of the game. And we already picked up the remedy from the inn. Oh wait, there might be one more item here. I could be mistaken. Yes. Get an ether. And an elixir. Alright. 2 items. My bad, guys. Alright, before heading to the floating continent, the biggest thing I want to do is teach Strago some new blue magic, and now we can learn a lot of it. So our first stop is going to be anywhere in the South Figaro region, because the enemy we're looking for is the Greasemonk. See if we can do it first try. And you want to have Edgar in your party, or somebody equipped with the, what is it, Stray Esper. No, of course not, game. What, he's alive? Oh, he's in the back row, that's why. Come on, Kai. Okay, I'll just meet up with the Greasemonks and meet you right back here. Alright guys, we're back in the battle with the Greasemonks. So in order to learn this blue magic, all you have to do is confuse them. You can go with the Noiseblaster, you can summon Stray, or you can cast Muddle. And hopefully they'll use the ability. There we go, Step Mine, also known as Traveler in newer versions of the game. What that does is, well, first of all, it's unblockable, it's non-elemental, and it cannot be mitigated. It just ignores magic defense. It's a really good ability, and it bases its damage directly on how many steps you've taken. The bad side to that little equation there is that even when an enemy uses Step Mine against you, the game uses your steps to calculate the damage, so it could very well be bad news bears for you. Thankfully, however, you don't run into that spell too often. The other thing to keep in mind about Step Mine is that as it powers up, it also costs more MP. Oh, you know what? I could have learned another blue magic in that battle. Whoops. Okay, this works. So with Gaw, we want to use... Here it is. This Rage. Remember this guy from Triangle Island? Well, normally that would be really good because it gives Gaw Vanish, and in a No Magicite playthrough, that's one of very few ways to get that status. Alright, Pep Up, that's the ability. Basically, you sacrifice yourself, and a random party member gets fully healed, they get cured of any status ailments, and your other character is removed from battle. Not very good, but it's there. And yeah, that's another neat thing about using Rages, is that you can also teach Strago lores with them. And that's pretty much the only use I have for Gaw right now. You could also use the Zombone Rage, which were those blue, purple-ish skeleton dragons that we fought in the cave to the sealed gate. If you use that Rage, you can learn Condemned with Strago. But I'm going to be bringing Strago to the floating continent, and there's a forced encounter on the floating continent with an enemy that uses Condemned, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll learn it there. Okay, so now I'm just switching out Gaw with a character that can actually heal my party. Also, make sure Strago is at level 26 for this next part. Very helpful. And you also want the Memento Ring on Relm, just in case things go sour. Alright, next up I'm looking for Pipsqueaks or Chasers. This is not them, so you guys know the drill. I'll be right back. Alright, that was fast. Of course, the very next battle, absolutely game. So now let's sketch the Pipsqueaks and see what happens. That's not the ability I wanted you to use. Actually, now that we have Celeste back, let's see what new spells she has. Scan, Safe, and that's it, okay. Since you have nothing better to do. Oh, he's imped. He might not be able to learn the ability. Wow, I have a green cherry. Damn it, there it is, Roulette. It's an instant death attack to a random target, party, or foe. So you gotta be careful with that one. And I'm gonna do it one more time because I'm not sure that you can learn blue magic while imped. Some status ailments you can, some you cannot. So let's just play it safe. There we go. Again, not very useful, but it's there. Alright, next up we either need the Chaser or the Telstar enemy. And this is not them. Alright guys, be right back. Alright guys, we're back once again, and man that took a while, but we finally have the Chaser. So just like the Greasemonks, you just want to confuse this guy, and hopefully he'll use the ability that I want him to. First of all, I have to actually use the right tool with Edgar. By the way, am I glad I brought Celeste, because Strago got turned into an imp again, and you can use the imp spell to reverse the imp status, which is pretty nice. Noiseblaster, there we go. Also, one thing I never knew is that the heal rod does not damage undead enemies, it actually heals them. So don't do that. I know I told you it would work when we first found it, but that just shows you how often I use the heal rod. AKA never. There we go, Dischord. That's a really good blue magic. Cuts your level in half, and I have really good plans for that later on. Alright, so now we want to kill the Chaser. Hopefully this is the right formation. Yes it is, okay. Remember these guys? Yeah. You can learn 3 new blue magics from them. And this is the reason why you do not want Strago's level to be a multiple of 5, so he doesn't die, a multiple of 4, so Flare doesn't fuck his face, and 3, so he doesn't get confused. So just make sure his level's a prime number, you'll be fine. Ow. Twice in a row? Really? Three times. Three, sir. Let's get... Let's get Celeste back at least, just in case. You know what? She doesn't even have a thunder weapon equipped, but Strago does. Wow, this is gonna... Oh, she has the healing rod. Damn it. Oh, I am such a scrub. Normally, I would just bolt to these guys and be done with it, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen this time, so we need Edgar back up here to make this relatively quick. let's see. While we're doing this, looking at my list, that is all of the blue magic I want to learn with Strago. An alternative method for learning Dischord is to fight the chasers and sit around for 10 rounds, and for some reason, after he takes 10 actions, he'll use Dischord. So, whichever one you come across first. Damn it, I did it again. I just need to unequip that heal rod. I'm not used to having it equipped. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. I like how you can use Sketch to also teach blue magic to Strago. It gives him and Relm more synergy with one another. So let's see how he's doing here. We've got Roulette. Alright, I think there are only 2 more lores that we can learn, and we'll get both of those on the floating continent. So now, that's it for preparations. I'm going to rearrange my party for how I want it for the floating continent, and I'll meet you guys back here in just a minute. Alright, we're back once again, and this is the party I'll be using. Same party I used last time I LP'd the game, but I like this party for the floating continent. It works really well. So for some reason, you can only have 3 party members. They don't specifically tell you why, but you can only bring 3 with you. And I'm going to be using Terra, Cyan, and Strago. As far as my equipment is concerned, I've got damage boosting accessories anywhere I can. Got the Battle Mage set up on Strago with Thunder Elemental weapons, and the Dual Tempest set up on Cyan, because that's going to be really good here. You want to bring anyone that can wear Gaia gears, if you're new to this game. Cyan, unfortunately, cannot equip them, but even though he's going to be vulnerable to a very deadly attack, I think we'll be okay. So, let's do this! Oh man, I have to do this again? Alright. Huh? What are those? Wait a minute, the Imperial Army, the Empire, has an Air Force. Well, I guess it makes sense. It would allow you to attack your enemies from a distance. Anyways, whatever. So these guys are both weak to thunder, which is why I have the thunder elemental weapons equipped. However, if you don't, you can just go with Bolt 2, or even a Bolt 1 spell from Terra is enough to one-shot these guys. Good thing about Wind Slash, hits enemies on both sides. Yeah, look at that damage. But you would figure the Empire would have no need for an Air Force because Setzer is the only one in the world with an airship. So defensively, it seems like a waste of money and... oh. The problem with this battle is that you're in a pincer attack, so you're always going to take double physical damage. So you gotta watch out for that. I almost let Strago die. Overkill! Man, that Wind Slash is just too good. I can't say that enough, guys. The Dual Tempest Katana setup is ridiculous. Also, you can't go below deck during this little sequence. You just keep fighting airships, and eventually something will happen. Like Strago will die. Oh, it would be nice if Terra had Cure too. Usually I get everybody up to level 30 before going into the floating continent, and that would give her a Cure 2, but you know what? I'm going to play it risky this time. We're going to add more challenge to the challenge run. It's only 5 levels behind. How hard could it possibly be? Anyways. But yeah, you can't go below deck to heal yourself. goes Strago. Pretty good melee damage for a mage. Enjoy it while you can, guys, because eventually the battle mage setup not going to be very good for him. At least you get some use out of it, though. Something curious? What the hell? The demonic gummy bear? Huh. Well, anyways. You know, it's too bad we don't get more airship battles in this game. The first one didn't make sense, because you're fighting two cranes. You know, they're stationary. How are they going to stop you? But at least here it makes sense, because the enemy is actually in airships. But I like these. Ooh, Terra leveled up and she learned Warp. Nice. Does what you think it does. What the? Ultros? Alright, if you're playing this with Magicite, before talking to Ultros, you want to equip somebody with Phantom and Siren, or make sure somebody has learned Mute, so you can silence your enemies. Spoiler alert, we're gonna fight a boss. How an octopus is floating in the air like that, I don't know. Actually, he does have the float status, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, Ultros has no magic attacks, so you could summon Phantom here to give your whole party Vanish, and you'll never take any damage. It's pretty ridiculous. And he's weak to fire, as always. Lightning also does pretty good damage. Nice! 10,000 damage, even without boosting my magic stat with Magicite. Get wrecked. Now, Chupon there is weak to ice, and you can silence him. He also has no physical attacks, so that would allow you to maintain your invincibility. Nice. And I'm not going to bother equipping ice rods. I am just going to break one. And you want to wait for him to be alone, that way the damage isn't split. Well, it's too bad I couldn't use abusive espers or battle tactics, but oh well. This would be a little easier if you brought Celeste, but bringing her actually handicaps your party, and you'll see why later on. There we go, I'm used to just morphing with Terra, casting Ice 2 and killing him in one hit. Oh well. Wait, we're fighting a boss in mid-air? Of course, why not? Okay, so this guy, believe it or not, is weak to lightning. And if you go for the core, you can win the battle a lot easier. Just aim for the core. Again, you want to go with Bolt 2 if you have it. I don't, so I'm just going to break a Thunder Rod. It won't deal as much damage, but that's okay. Is that enough? No? Okay. There we go. Easy enough. Unfortunately, you can't do much to be invincible against that guy. And for defeating him, we get a Zarina ring. Alright. Hey, Shadow's here! Yeah. That's why you could only have 3 party members. Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it quits here on the floating continent, but can we make it to Kefka and Gestahl? You guys will just have to wait until next time to find out. But until then, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. See you next time.